I only want black radical leadership. I want black radical leadership. I want Malcolm X for president. That is how I feel. I want to address my anger on social media recently and why I feel like nothing matters and why I don't care about how I talk to people, how literally I feel right now in this moment, nothing matters. And if you care to understand what's in my head and why I'm acting this way before you start calling me crazy and unhinged, I'll explain.
So today's video is about this guy who shared his story on TikTok talking about how he used to think that he was a good person, but then somehow down the line he discovered that he was a racist, and that discovery led him down a deconstructing journey, which then led him down to now becoming a radical leftist. This video was shared with me by a brother named Caleb. He wanted us to take a look at this video. So shout out to Caleb for sending this video in. Without further ado, let's let the clip roll.
White guilt. I first experienced white guilt when I was in middle school watching The Color Purple with my classmates. And I realize now that going to school in Teaneck, New Jersey was such a unique experience for white people in this country because of its rich diversity, ethnically, racially, and really in terms of money. I mean, we had $1 million homes, and then we also had project housing. So yeah, Teaneck was a really good microcosm for the world. And I realized how unique that experience was. I further went on to college to go to school in an all-black dorm. And I also realize that experience is very unique for white men in this country. And with all that lived experience as a white person, I still had racist thoughts without knowing it, because they were not KKK thoughts. They were more like assumptions, judgments. I considered myself a good person, but I did not do the deconstruction of white supremacy to understand that things that I was thinking is due to the systems around me. So when BLM happened, I took anti-racism very, very seriously. I literally took a online Zoom class for 6 weeks with tons of reading. And my anger comes from white guilt today in 2024, that white people still choose ignorance, still choose racism. And the reason why I said it's not Democrat, not Republican, and wait, before you guys go nuts, wait, racism is not exclusive to only Republicans. They are just outward about it. They are just, yeah. But the Democrats, we are racist too. We just dress it up better. Case in point, there was a white Democrat who calls herself a feminist, and in her comments to one of my recent posts, she said something to the effect of racism isn't even going to be a problem anymore because white people aren't reproducing and we will be done by 2040. That's what she wrote on my page. Not one of you called her out for that, by the way. You were agreeing with her because I happened to say something about Trump, and so everyone was attacking me. What she said was racist, and that's my point.
And dare I say, her saying that is basically her saying that all white people are racist, and that the only way racism would come to an end or cease to exist is if and when all white people stop to exist, or rather cease to exist. English would not kill me. What she said was basically a reiteration, a rephrasing of what we've heard all races of people say at this point, right? At different points in time, that all white people are racist. But you know, when the people who have said those exact words said it in the past, they came for them, talking about how can you make such sweeping generalizations like that about all white people when you've not met every single white person. An argument that I can understand, but this lady here, according to him and the comments that she made, right, basically just said the exact same thing, but, you know, in different wordings. And nobody came for her. They were basically, according to him, agreeing with her in the comments, not seeing a problem with what she said. That saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, comes to mind right now, but let's continue. But then again, maybe I'm the one interpreting it wrong. So if you think differently, or if you interpreted what he said that she said differently, let me know down below in the comment section.
Donald Trump exists because white people allow racism to exist. If you are a white person and you've done anti-racist work, whoop, whoop, all right? I want to see all my white people who have done anti-racist work drop a hands up, drop a fist up in the comments if you've done anti-work. You are going to see it's a minority of white people. It's a very small portion of white people that do this work.
And he wasn't wrong, because I went into the comments to check to see how many of them I would find in the comments, and they were barely there. So yeah, there you have it. For those of us that were wondering if they were in the comments in the many, no, they weren't. There is a pattern I've noticed how them folks operate, navigate when it comes to videos like this. And it's the pattern of you hardly ever finding them in the comments. And that's what happened with this video. So they were barely there, not to talk about them being there, talking about how whether or not they are or have been or ever did do any anti-racist work. So yeah, their absence in the comments, I would say, really did prove his point. But let's continue.
And so my point to you is that racism is not exclusive to political party lines. And it is our white people's collective race energies that contribute to the existence of people like Donald Trump. White people should have stopped him dead in his tracks in the 80s when he took out that full-page ad against the Central Park Five. But instead, white people drank the Kool-Aid, and we persecuted 5 innocent black boys for no good reason, other than they were black. So when I talk about the ills of our society, I'm talking about this. And no Democrat or Republican is going to fix what I now see as the true ills of society. The fact that racism even exists in 2024 is just beyond me. So I get mad and I get angry. And it has turned me to being an extreme radical leftist. I only want black radical leadership. I want black radical leadership. I want Malcolm X for president. That is how I feel. And if you want to call me crazy, if you want to say I'm unhinged, I don't care. Because the work that needs to be done on planet Earth is the reckoning within our hearts and minds for how we go about thinking about each other, treating each other, hating each other for the just because of identity, sheerly because of what you are on the exterior.
You know, this kind of transparency, no sugarcoating, no missing words, being honest about what's going on, how you feel, what you are seeing, like really calling a spade that is how we are going to get some changes around here. Kudos to him though, because it takes great courage to be able to first look inwardly and pick out the things that are in you that are problematic, admit that you even have these things in you that are problematic, and then start, taking the necessary steps to change these things and better yourself so you can be a better human being, not just for yourself, but for society at large, right? Not many people are willing to do this, unfortunately, hence why the world is still looking the way it's looking, right? But he did it. And for that, I say kudos to him. This is what accountability looks like, and quite frankly, the world needs more of this. When he said he wants Malcolm X for president, I must confess, I was like, me too. I want Malcolm X for president too. But then again, I don't know when we'll be having a Malcolm X for president, but nothing is impossible, right? Nothing is impossible. So yeah, this is the video, guys. Again, shout out to Caleb for sending this in. It was an interesting watch. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, guys, let me know, what are your thoughts about this video? Let us know down below in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, is bye from Ivie.
The fact that racism even exists in 2024 is just beyond me. So I get mad and I get angry. And it has turned me to being an extreme radical leftist. I only want black radical leadership. I want black radical leadership. I want Malcolm X for president. That is how I feel.